Uh, so this project is about the services, okay, processes and services that are running on your uh, server, on the server or on your even local machine, okay, on your computer. So when we run a software on our system or execute a command, so we create processes or services, okay? And so to be an effective administrator, you need to understand these processes. That is, what is causing your system to be slow, or what are the some services that shouldn't be actually running, okay? So you need to consider also the security aspect of your system, okay? um, so this will affect if they are running improperly, this will affect the performance of the system. And also um, the processor, the okay, so the unnecessary processes increase the attack surface for the system, okay? So you need to understand this. So what is a process? So it is a piece of code that has been created or executed by an application, okay? And or commands such as launching a web browser like a Firefox, okay? So these are the processes that are running. So when a process first starts, it is known as foreground process by default. And so when it is in the foreground, that means it receives input from the user, and also it displays output to the user, such as uh, playing a video or displaying a text, okay, or displaying a website on your browser. Um, so yeah, so that means it is in the foreground if you are interacting. When the interaction stops, then the process uh, becomes a background process, and so it is waiting in the listening mode, and it waits for your input to run again. So there are four different states: running, waiting. Maybe I am going too fast because we lost one lecture on Tuesday, and I am a little bit concerned that we may not have sufficient time to complete this 14 pages document. So that's why I am a little bit fast. But still, if anything not clear, please just pause me and then I can explain again. So there are four states for the processes: running state, waiting, stopped, and zombie. Okay, so by looking at the names, you can guess what they mean actually. So running, not surprisingly, it is currently running in the CPU, and it uses the CPU consumption. So it takes time from the CPU. Um, okay, so these are running, and usually these are in the foreground. Waiting is they are waiting for an event or for a resource, and these are usually background process. Okay, so still they consume some resources such as memory and so on, but they are in the waiting mode. Stop means the process has been stopped by receiving a signal from the user. So you said stop and then it stopped, okay? And the stop process uh, can be used for debugging issues, okay? And zombie, this process has halted for some unknown reason, and the process is dead. And this usually indicates an issue. So why is it uh, halted? Because you did not send a stop signal, but for some reason it is halted. Okay. Yeah, so there are some tools that we can monitor the processes. We will see two most popular one on this lecture. One of them is PS. PS stands for process status. The other one is TAP. So we will look at that later. So the PS displays a snapshot of all running processes at a moment in time. So it is like similar to taking a picture, okay? And then exactly in that moment. So also it takes some options that we will see them. So at this moment, let me go to the sandbox and let me log in. So here, so we say PS, that is process status, okay? And the vertical line is for the pipe, okay? So if I just say PS, let's see what happens. If I just say PS, okay, yeah, so it just displays snapshot all running process at a moment in time. So let me. Okay, so we didn't get many. Why is it? PWD. Okay. Where am I? Okay, user. Okay, for some reason it doesn't show much. So here, anyway, so start running the option to display all currently by all users. So this will display normally a lot of information, but for some reason I didn't get many. So we will use pipe. Pipe is you get the result, okay. Okay, the PS out, okay. Okay, now we get everything. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was my mistake. So the A, U, and X, they stand for something. I don't remember all of them. But yeah, so this displays lots of information. So and we cannot see all of them in terminal. So we do this. We say PS aux, okay, and then instead of displaying on the screen, we filter that. So by using this, not filter, actually, we send it to another command. The other command is less. Okay, so to look at that page by page. And then we see this, okay? And then you say space and then to go to the next page, and so on. And then I say Q to get out of there. Okay, so this shows this output a list of every process running at a moment the command was executed and sorted by the order in which they were started. Okay, and then we have process ID here, and so there are some. So we see the column name at the top. Okay, so actually let me do this. All right, and here, so user is the who started the process, okay, and PID is the process ID right here. So you can see in this picture, and this percentage CPU. Percent CPU is actually the name of the column, okay? Percent CPU. So notice that not every column name starts with the percent. So this is just a part of the name. So this column has 4 characters, percent CPU, okay? So this is the percentage the CPU time the process is using, and mem is for the system memory, which is the main memory, okay, not the hard disk or the hard disk drive. So that is the main memory. VSZ is the virtual memory usage of the process, and resident set size. This is the physical memory the task is using in kilobyte, and then TTY and start time command, all of this. So yeah, so some of the information is here. The default is to sort by process ID, okay? And so it doesn't help us much, if it doesn't help give us much information, because most of the time you may want to see which process is using a lot of CPU, okay, or memory usage. And so you use this one, sort. Does anyone know the difference between 1 dash or 2 dash? If not, I can answer. That is, notice that, remember, when we have multiple options, for example, so ls, la, okay? So we say ls, okay? And then dash l to long listing, and then dash a and dash something. Instead of putting all of this, you can use just one dash, and then you use all of those characters. So 2 dash means this is not 4 options. It is not dash s, dash o, dash r. So this is one option. If the option is more than 1 character, okay, such as this sort is an option. So we use 2 dashes, meaning that this is not 4 options, but it is 1 option. Okay, so here we sort by CPU and then we pass it to less. So let's look at this. So I say PS, okay, this, and then 2 dashes, sort, okay, and what were we doing? Okay, so by CPU, and then we pass it. So we use dash. The name of the column is starts with the percent CPU, and we pass it is to less so that we can see page by page. Okay, and then here, this is the first page. So we see that if you see the 1, 2, the third column, so that starts with this CPU, and then this one 8.4 and 1.3. And if you realize these numbers do not change because this is the what it was at the time of when we took the screenshot, the snapshot, okay, like taking a picture. All right, and then you can go to the next page, or Q to get out of there. And then let's sort by memory. So I just press up key, mem, okay. So now if you look at the fourth column, mem, okay, and then as you see it is sorted by memory, the highest memory at the top, okay. And then Q to quit. Okay, now try sorting. So for this one, I'm not going to do this because this is a part of the assignment, but this should be very, very simple. Instead of sorting by CPU or mem, you sort by, what's it? By the physical amount of system memory, okay? So when we say system memory, that is the resident set size, okay? So here, yeah, resident set size, the physical memory the task is using, all right? I believe that should be very simple. And if you look at the screenshot, that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th column, okay, 6th column, RSS. And then as you see, the highest number is at the top, and then, yeah, it is sorted, okay? I hope this is clear to everybody. If not, please just let me know. And let's keep moving. Yeah, so the PS command can also be useful for finding information about a process. So if a process is misbehaving, we may need to find out the process ID of it, okay? And then see how many resources the process is currently using, okay? Such as what is the CPU time or memory and so on. So now let's install sudo the xice program. Okay, so let me go there. So we use some yum, okay, sudo yum install xice password. Yeah, so it's a small program. It shouldn't take long to install. Are you sure? Yes. Is this okay? Yes. All right. So it is done. And then we just type xice, and then it starts, and it looks kind of funny. Yeah. So here, let me put it in here. Oops, I'm sorry. And as you see, it just follows the mouse. Okay, you put it here, and then you just come here. Then okay. Anyway, so this is the fun part. So now open a new terminal. Okay, and then we type ps aux, and then we pipe it. We use grep to search, which is for the regular expression. It uses regular expression. That means find me the processes that has xice in it. Okay, so now let's go back to here, and from here, file, I click on the terminal, file, and then open terminal. So this is the other terminal. Let me just put it here. Okay, let me make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so now here I will say ps aux, and then type it grep xice. Okay, now let me make this a little bit larger. Okay, now I can see this. Okay, okay, so it shows two of them because the second entry is for the grep process that we ran for the search, because we are actually if you see, actually the command is grep, not xice, but because we search for xice, so that's why we see the second one. The first one is the actual process for the xice. Okay, so the process ID might be different. Okay, most likely it will be different in your case. So for now, it is, in my case, what is it? 6901. Okay, here, 6901. So I'm sorry. We need this process ID to terminate this one. Okay, so so right now it is working fine, but if there is any problem, and if you want to actually, the term is kill. I know that this is a little bit scary, but for some reason they give this name to kill the process. There is two options. So one of them is by using 9. Okay, so this option will ask the process to shut down on its own gracefully. So this is similar to you use shutdown to shut the program down. So if possible, this is the first choice that you should follow, because if it shuts down, it will close the other processes that may depend on it, and so this in that way you avoid the potential corruption. The other one is 15-15. So this is so that so if the process won't go quietly, so this is simply just shut down the pull the plug. Okay, so by force. Okay, so this is not the first choice, but in some cases you may have to use this. So when killing a process, you need the process ID. So now in the other window, the new window, let's use this one, sig term. Okay, so that is like the terminate, and then we use the not this number, but whatever the number we just saw. So here I say kill, okay, sig term, and then here, actually before doing this, let me put the xi's here. So poor xi will be just killed by this command. So now you see this, and we started this in. Also, let me scroll down. Okay, so now as you see on this window on the left terminal, I type xis to start it, and then I don't see the prompt. It is because xis is still running. Okay, so that's why. So you see this. Okay, so now I need the PID, process ID. So here I say 6901. Okay, so when I press enter, as you see, the XI is terminated, it is gone. And then here it says terminated. Okay, I believe you need to take screenshot. Yeah, so it says take the screenshot and display two terminals in the same screenshot. And one terminal should display the kill command, the one on the right. The other should say show the terminated. Okay, so like this. As you see on the right, I can see the kill command, and on the left I see it is terminated. Okay, I hope this is clear. And then you just take a screenshot. Any question on this? Okay, let's continue. And now top command. Okay, so this is the other tool that, remember the first one was PS, and here this top command to monitor the processes in real time. So this command displays the top 20 processes running on the system, and also it is updated every couple of seconds. That means it is not like, unlike the PS here, PS just takes a screenshot in a moment, okay, and it doesn't change. But this changes. So you continuously see that. So now let's run this command, top. Okay, and I can close this one, the second terminal, and let me make this a little bit larger. Okay, so here I say top. Now here it shows some information, and also it displays the top 20 processes running. And if you realize, these numbers keeps changing. Okay. Okay. So at the top, we see overall status. Okay, such as the total process running, sleeping, stop, or in zombie state. Okay, so on this screenshot, there is no stopped or no zombie. There is one running and 267 sleeping processes here. Okay, and also it displays the some metrics such as overall CPU usage and so on. So here it says change the order in which the processes are sorted by using some keyboard commands. So Shift M, okay, to sort by memory usage, P for the CPU usage, N for the process ID, and T sort by the running time. Okay, so now let's look at this. Okay, so here I say, so okay, so let me do this. Okay, so when I say Shift M, if you see it was sorted by memory, okay, and so that is this one. It says res, okay, by the no, I'm sorry, by memory, this one. So that's my mistake. All right. So by CPU, okay, now I sorted by CPU. What was the other one? The process ID N, Shift N. Now it's sorted by the process ID, and T for the total time. Okay, so it sorts by that. All right. You can also kill process from within the top as well. So now let's run the XI application again, and then so let's do that. Let me open a new terminal. Open terminal. So let me move that right here. XI. XIs. Okay. It is here. Let me put that here. All right. And then we want to kill this application from the top command. Okay. So sort by process ID, because we need the process ID of the XI, and then we say we hit K to bring up the kill prompt within the top, and then we just enter the process ID, and then we enter 15 to issue the sig term option. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm sorry. There should be 9. Why didn't it say 15 here? I think there should be 9. So this should be, I need to change that. Okay, so here, sort by process ID. How do we do that? By Shift P. No, I'm sorry, N, process ID. So here, I go back to top and Shift, I'm sorry, N, okay. Where is that? Okay. Why can I not see XI? Okay. Can anybody see the XI here? Normally we should. I don't know.
Did you sort it by the process ID?
Yes, Shift N. Okay. Anyway, so let me run the top again. Okay, now Shift N. Okay, now I see it here, but for some reason, yeah, so it is right here. See, yeah, for some reason it didn't get a high, the biggest number for the process ID, and I don't know why. Because Firefox is still running, so let me close Firefox, quit, close. Okay. Let me do this again. So let me say quit to see what happens. Top. Where is the XIs? Okay, so xi is here, but still it didn't get. Okay, process ID. I'm sorry. Let me do this. The shift N. Okay, so for some reason it doesn't get the biggest number. So it is 6029. Okay, 6029. And so by using this, we will kill that process, hit K, and then it is asking us the process ID. So here, K, okay. As you see here, the sixth line from the top, the sixth line, process ID to signal kill this one. So here I will say 6029, okay, enter, and then 15, okay, 15, okay. If I do 9, what does it do? Okay, 9 also terminates that. And I don't know why it says 15 and this. Okay, so I used 9, and where is that poor guy? It is done. It says killed. Maybe from here, I am not sure if there is no option to terminate. So we just kill it. Okay, yeah, so this is the one way. Let me close this. And the question is for this one, use the top application to sort processes by the highest memory usage and take screenshot 3. And I have showed that already, how to sort. So you sort it and make sure that if you look at the mem, the percent mem, and as you see, this is the sorted. And then when you take a screenshot, make sure that your username is visible somewhere. In that case, it is at the top of the terminal, which shows that Gonen BL. So we need to see your username. Okay, now let's continue. So we are almost halfway through. So I hope we will be able to complete this. So also you need to control services through a system command, systemctl. So with this command, you can start, stop, restart, enable, disable services. So here, run this one to view services currently installed on the system. Okay, so we type systemctl and list units and then type service. Okay, so first Q out of this. Actually, let me say clear system CTL, okay, and then list units, and I'm sorry, yeah, list units, type service. So for the type, we use 2 dashes because it is multiple character command. Type service. Okay, and then press enter, and then it shows lots of services, and then so this is the first page of the 32 pages. No, I'm sorry, the lines. Anyway, so here Q to get out of there. So it shows the services and also the description, what the service does, and also whether they are active or running or not. And we can find out the status using the status option. Okay, so here systemctl status, and then we put the we want to check the status of the firewall D. Okay, system CTL status and firewall D. And then here in the firewall D, we get some information. and here it shows that active. Okay, so this is currently running. All right. What else? Yeah, so we know that it is running and how long it has been running. And also, when a service is enabled, that means the service is set to start at boot. Okay, so sometimes we may want to manually start services only when needed, not all the time. Okay, so for example, SSHD, so it is a service that provides secure shell access from remote computers. Okay, because a lot of servers do not have monitor attached to it, and then you interact with that by using SSH to remotely accessing. And then this can be disabled when not needed because we don't want attackers to use that. So we just want to use it whenever we need it. So to disable, we do this. We say sudo systemctl disable SSHD. Okay, so let's do that. So sudo systemctl, okay, and disable SSHD. Okay, and password. Okay, now it says removed, and it says symbolic link. Okay, so what is it, symbolic link? Because I'm sorry. So does it say it's somewhere here? Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't say, but when we disable a service, so when we disable, actually the symbolic link is removed from the directory systemd uses during the boot. Okay, so without this link, the service unit, without this link to the service unit, the systemd does not start the service during the boot process. Okay, so if we want a service to start at boot, we must enable it to do so. So often we install a new service. So when we install, we must manually enable the service. So here, run the following to enable the SSHD. Okay, so now let me do this. Sudo systemctl enable SSHD. Okay, and then it says created symbolic link from here to this service. Yeah, so we created a symbolic link to start at the boot, but actually the disabling and enabling does not change the current state of the service because we don't stop it or stop it. We just say disable, enable. That means we create the symbolic link or remove it. That means when it's boots again, is it going to start or not? So, but in order to stop, we use this one, systemctl stop, and for example, network. So network is a service. Let's do that. Okay, so we say stop network. Okay, systemctl stop network. Okay, so password. Okay, now let's check the status. Systemctl status of the network. Okay, so here, if you see this one, this line, okay, it says, is it active? No, it is inactive, so it is dead. So that means you don't have network connection at this moment, okay? So and then yeah, we lost the network connectivity. So now let's start it again by doing this systemctl. So sudo systemctl start network. Sudo systemctl start network. Okay, now let's check the status. So here systemctl status network, and as you see, active right here. Okay, so it is active. What else? And when you install a new or configure new services, you often need to make changes to the configuration file. And these configuration files are only read by the services when they start. So since most services start at the boot, if you want your services to get affected from the new configuration, you don't have to restart the system. You simply restart this service. Okay, so here we say systemctl restart network. Systemctl restart network. Okay, if we check the status of the network, it is again active because it just stop and start very quickly. Okay, now scheduling task. I hope we would have more time to do more exercise, but cron jobs. Okay, so I will skip some of the things that will be easy for you to understand, but to schedule the task, that means I want this command to be run in every Friday or every day on in the morning and so on. Okay, so here the scripting is just a simple program. Okay, so for example, if you if so, we will create a simple script that will monitor the established connections to the server, and then create a log. And to do this, we use commands, some new commands. Netstat date. Okay, so netstat displays the network connections to the system, and date is simply the current date on the system. Okay, so this is useful to take a timestamp. So before we begin, open the Firefox and browse to Google so that we have some connections. And let's start by figuring out the exact commands we want to use. So we will use netstat by itself to display a lot of information. So using T option, we limit the results to only TCP connections. Okay, so don't worry if you don't know what TCP is. So TCP is a layer 4 protocol. It displays the website connections made to our system. Okay, so now let's go back to here, netstat T. Clear this. I'm sorry, clear. Okay, so here netstat T, okay, and I'm sorry. First, Firefox, google.com. Okay, got it. All right, so now here, netstat T. Now I have a bunch of information because we had the connection to the Google. Okay, now I really need to speed up. Yeah, so it shows some results. Now we need to enter this command into a text file and change the permission to be executable. Okay, so now open a vi connections.ch. Okay, So here I am in my current directory. So here in the home. So I say vi, okay, connections. Was it plural, right? Okay, connections dot ch. Okay, so for the script, ch dot ch. Okay, now add this one. So this is called shebang. Okay, so shebang or hashbang. So we put this. So this tells the system that which type of shell to run the script in. So script is a considered like a recipe. When you cook a meal, you say first slice the tomatoes, peel the potatoes, and so on. So step-by-step instruction. Okay. So here, because we are using bash shell, so we use bin bash. Okay, so this is called interpreter directive. And after that, because we are going to execute this, we need to make this executable. Okay, so let me just do this. So I go back to V, and I press I to go to the insert mode, and then I type this one, shebang. Okay. Okay, and then bin bash, and go to the next line, and then here, this is the command that I want to run, net stat. Okay, net stat dash t. Actually, let me, okay. And after that, yeah, we are done. And then just save this. So to save, press escape to go to the command mode, colon, write Q. Okay, yeah, save and quit. Okay, so if I look at the content of the connections, okay, so it is here. If I say ls, and it is right here. So I have that in here. Okay, now we need to make this executable. So we say change mode 755. Remember, 7 is to give read, write, execute to the owner. Okay, and so here, and 55, so 4 for the read, okay, and then 2 for the write. So for the group and others, I don't give write permission, but I also give execute. So I give execute permission to everybody, to the owner, to the group, and also to the all others. Okay, so here, so ch mode 755. Okay, ch mode 755, and then the name of it, connections sh. Okay, now, so very good. So if I say ls l, okay, and let's just look at the connections instead of everything. So here, as you see, I give full control, read, write, execute to the owner, and then to the group, there is X here, there is X. Okay, so this is executable. So now let's test the script. So to do this, to execute a script, we must enter the full path of the file by using dot / for the relative path. Okay, so yeah, so here dot / connections. Okay, and then I press enter, and as you see, it run it, and so this is the same as I just type netstat like this t. Okay, it does the same thing. So I either type netstat -t, or I just use this one, this script, and then the script does it for me. So you may think that but it is useless. I could just type netstat-t. Why should I put that in a script and then do that? It is because you may need to run so many commands, let's say 10 commands or 15 commands. Instead of typing all of them, you can put all of them in a script, and then you simply call the script whenever you want. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So here, running single, so doesn't make much sense, but you may have noticed that some connections had different state. So sometimes it says establish and time wait. So edit the connections to match the following. So first, instead of seeing them establish, time wait, instead, I want to see the established first and then time wait. Okay, and let's change this. Hold on. Okay, so let me do that. So here, let me go back. VI connections. Go to the insert mode, and here, what is it? Okay, so we search for the established. Okay, so we get whenever it has established. So I use type grep. Okay, established. Okay, and go to the next line. So here, actually, let me copy and paste. I believe the copy should be YY. I'm sorry. Here, I press escape to go to the command mode, YY, and then come here and then P. Okay, and then go again to the insert mode. So this is what happens when you are lazy for typing. Okay, actually, I also wanted to show something new and time wait. Okay, time wait. Time underscore wait. Okay, I believe that's all, right? Yeah, that's all. And then let's do this. Escape, colon, right, quit. Okay, now it says refresh the browser. So to have refresh the browser. Okay, refresh it. And then let's go back to here. And then run the connections, ./connections. Okay, now we see the established, and then there is no time wait, but there was before. Let me run it again. Anyway, so right now there is no time wait connection, so that's why we don't see it. But otherwise, we would see. And now let's add timestamp, and okay, so because I really want to do some exercise here, I will do some part of it, and then I will leave this to you. So here I will say, so VI, okay, what was it? Connections. Okay, so here I say insert mode, okay, and then at the beginning, let me just say date. Okay, just date. I don't want to, so you can complete that later by yourself. Let me see. Okay, yeah, you can complete that part by yourself because we have less than 15 minutes. So date, escape, colon, write quit. Okay, and then if I say connections, and as you see, the first line has the timestamp. So this is useful when you put, when you append things to, so this one appends, right? So redirection, it doesn't overwrite. So that is how it should be, because you don't want to erase the previous information in the log file. You append at the end. And so you want to know when an event occurred. So normally you use date to timestamp, to put the timestamp. So this one, notice that this is log file. This, although the name is the same, but we are not putting this information, this information to a script file, but we just create a new file. And if the file does not exist, it in the first run, it is created. Okay, and now you will just do that, and you will open another website. I think yeah, you can use uc.edu, for example, uc.edu, or any of your favorite website, really doesn't matter. And then just run it and take screenshot. Okay, now, so we have around 10 minutes left. Cron is a utility to build into Linux system to allow us to schedule jobs. Okay, so to run on a periodic schedule. So these tasks are commonly referred to as cron jobs, and cron jobs are scheduled in the cron tab, so which is a text configuration file used to store multiple instructions. So before setting a cron jobs, we must understand the format of cron tab file. So cron tab file is laid out like a table with 7 columns, separated by a space. Okay, and here is an example. So there are 4 columns, and each of them are separated by 1 space. Okay, so the first column here, if we see in this example, okay, so at the screenshot at the bottom, as you see, we see 0, and now we have the asterisk. Okay, another asterisk, or let me just say star. Okay, star, 5, star, user, and so on. Okay, the first one defines the minute of an hour. Okay, the you know, if you consider in an hour, so the 0 is the beginning of that hour, the 0 minute. Okay, and hour, so I don't know if you are familiar with the military time format. That starts from 0 to 23. So in that case, the 0 is midnight, 12 is noon, 13 is 1 p.m. Okay, 15 is 3 p.m. Okay, and so I am not sure if you are familiar, but in Turkey, from time to time, it's not very common, but you may hear this in official term. For example, they say 19 news. That means the news, that the nightly news, which starts at 7 p.m. or 20 news. That means the 8 p.m. Okay, so I hope this is clear. And so yeah, the second column represents that, and the third column represents the day of the month. Okay, from 1 to 31, day of the month. So this is clear. This one, which month? So 1 and 12. Okay, so that is January and until December. So this one, the column 5, might be a little bit confusing. So this represents oh, okay. Honestly, I really didn't know that there is also 7. So Sundays can be 0 or 7. So this might be confusing, but actually Monday, consider the Monday is the first day of the month of the week, so it is 1. So Friday would be 5. Okay, yeah, Saturday is 6, and so on. And this one is the user. The column 6 defines the user in which to run the job. So which user as a which user it should be run. So if left blank, it will be the user that created the job. Okay, and column 7 is this is the command. So which command you want to run? Okay, yeah. So then what is the asterisk, the star? When a column is not needed, you just put star. Okay, so that means if you want to run a command every day, okay, so then this one would be star, because you don't say run on the first day or second day of a month. So you just put star. That means every day, and every month. Okay, if it is every month, so I mean if it is every day of the year, then month would be star, this would be star, and which day, this would be star, right? Yeah. And so here, let's look at this example. The 0 means it will be the beginning of the hour. So 0, because we are not saying that run this every minute. No, if it is just once in an hour, you just say 0. Okay, so see, because it will run every hour, we just do this 0, and but every hour, so the hour part will be star. Okay, and then every day. Okay, and then the fourth column. So the fourth column, if you look at here, it says which month. Okay, so this would be which month? It will be May. Okay, number 5, May. And the last one was which day. We don't care if it is Monday or Sunday. We just say on May, run it every day. Okay, so now let's look at some examples. Okay, Chrome tab, and I don't know if there is any samples. Okay, so I believe there should be some examples. Okay, so now let's look at this one. It says 45. That means when the minute becomes 45, and this is for the hour, and we don't care which month, which day, just run it. Okay, and also, let me go back. Yeah, so here it explains that this will repeat the job every interval. So that means, for example, this, if you put star divided by 15, that means the interval. It means repeat every 15 minutes. Okay, and also for the days. Okay, so separating by comma, it says not in sequence. Okay, so for example, if you want to say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and remember Monday, so for the fifth column 5, we use, so that is to represent the day, such as Monday, Tuesday, and so on. We use the comma. Okay, 1, 3, 5. That means Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you want to say from Monday through Friday, then you would say 1-5. That means including 1 and 5, get everything also in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that would be Monday through Friday. So, or if you want to say June to August, then you say 6-8. Okay, so if you say 6-8, then it would be June and August. So if you said, so then you would exclude July. Okay, so 6-8 would be only June and August, 2 months. But 6-8 would be June, July, August. Okay, I hope that is also clear. So here, to edit the cron tab file, you use cron tab, so like this, and then this open the file in V text editor, and then specifying the -e option, it opens the current cron tab for the logged in user. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I didn't have time to do that. Yeah, honestly, I don't think I will be able to complete that, but I hope really this is clear. So for example, if you want to have something in every day, okay, then you put star for the day. But if you want it twice a day, then how do you do that? Twice a day means in every 12 hours, right? In every 12 hours. Then you would come to the hours section, which is the column 2, and then you would say star /12. That means not every hour, but every 12 hours. Okay, so this is how you would do that. If you want it twice a day. So for example, if you want to run it in every 2 months, then you would say, instead of putting star for the month, then you would say star dash, not dash, I'm sorry, /2. That means in every 2 months. Okay, I hope that is also clear. And here I put two other ones, and you just put them here. You add that to cron tab, and then take the screenshot showing all 3 schedules. Okay, and then just submit. Do you have any question? Okay, if there is no question, have a nice weekend. See you next week.